Hi guys, we're back into it, and we're with the Rainbow Mountain Stone, or the Shoe Stone, depending on how you want to call it. And I haven't been able to film all the rubs I've been doing because there just wasn't time. But as you can see, we've exposed more colour here, which I'm really happy with. And also up here. You see that yellow and green, and along the seam is looking really nice now as well. And there's more colour here, and there's more reds and stuff on this side, which is nice. There's also quite a bit of colour on this kind of ridge, which is cool. And on this side, there's a lot more colour on this side, which is I'm happy with. We have exposed some extra bits of colour. You see that red popping in the middle, orangey red, floating into green. And some patterns near the Croy nut, the tip over here. And then we roll over here, and I've been happy with this colour. There's been some red popping through here. You can see just there. Green and red. It looks like some fantastic colour there. That's where it looks like a shoe. That way it looks like a mountain ridge. Anywho, in that ridge there, that little bit on the side, you got like some nice colours, which is cool. And then we're back here. So I'm going to be working this a bit more. I like to expose even more colour here. And I did actually use a Dremel today for the first time, but I didn't want to use it on this stone. And yeah, I am interested in using Dremels, and also used a sanding machine, but I still felt it was removing colour, or removing rock, as shall we say, too quickly. It was really just, and it would just get through the stone just so fast. So that's why I'm a little bit still reluctant. But I am using the fairly aggressive sandpaper. So I am confident that if I'm doing this for a couple of minutes, it does change the shape of the face, gives it a facelift, and we see more colour popping through. So let's have a look at this first pass we've done. Let's get it a bit cleaner. Oh yeah, look at that, it's much brighter, isn't it? Aqua blues, you see, just that one. That's beautiful. And there's more colour that's been exposed in the top right. So that was a win. I'm going to take a look at the glasses on top. Yeah, I'm loving that. So this is, we're going to keep going with this area. See if we can expose a bit more. So anyway, as I was saying, I'm kind of used to this pace now. I did notice the Dremel pace was faster, and the sanding machine I was using was even faster than that. Oh, I'm seeing some red poking through now. See that? There's a red dot there. Yeah, I'm sure you can see it. So that's good. So although it sometimes does feel slow progress with the sanding, it's a speed I've got used to. It's not going to mean that I'm not going to... I do want to set up my Dremel and, my rotary tools and the flex shaft. And the guy that was going to help me out with it is having some problems with his landlord, so he says he can't help me out just now. Look at that colour that's we're exposing. This is the sort of colour I was hoping to expose in the last few videos, but I knew was there, or was hopeful was there. And it's not wanting to focus too well at the moment, but you can really see it starting to come through there. And at the top, it's also looking pretty good. Please excuse the fact that sometimes it loses focus. You might, for the avid watch, you might notice that these look a bit like shells. Now I think they are. I think that mini shells might have been in this rock, so it's semi-fossilized. Be cool if these get colours in them later on. But for now we're focused on this middle section that's showing a nice rolling flash there, to be honest. But let's do another pass and we'll see where we end up. Give it a bit of a rinse down. I'm looking at myself in the glasses first. Oh yeah, no, it's looking good. Yeah, there's just more colour emerging, which is fab. Also more colour emerging along the seam. It's in that middle section. Wasn't previously there. That green rolls into blue as well. I don't know if you can see that. It looks beautiful across that face. Looks like it's going to end up being quite bright as well, which I'm happy with. It's not small colour here. I mean, that area is probably just under the size of my thumb nail, so it's easily big enough for a ring stone as it is. We're not there yet though. We don't know what's going to happen. With Opal, anything can happen, but it's encouraging signs. So we'll do another pass, and we'll see where we're at. Something quite therapeutic about doing it by hand. It sort of feels like it's almost the way it was supposed to be. Yeah, we are getting somewhere with this. What do you guys think? Starting to shape up to be the stone that I thought it could be, or the rock rather than it could be. And this colour's looking fantastic. I mean, if this opens up anywhere else, we could have a focus go at opening up this to see if, because the colour surrounding it is just spectacular, really. It really is. And I suppose this is where Dremel would be good. I don't really want to get rid of that quite astounding orangey red colour there. I just want to almost zoom in on the area around it to see if that colour is anywhere else, because it's looking not far off gem colours. It's bright. It is bright, and yeah. So all right, well, we'll just do flat for now. I think that isn't definite candidate for a Dremel, that particular spot. I might be able to do a little bit, but it's not as accurate with me doing it this way. Certainly not. Let's get a bit of a clean. Yeah, it's looking good. Bit of water on it at the moment. Wasn't able to take much off here actually. Okie dokie. We're going to have a look at the other side now. And we're just going to do a bit of rubbing here. I'm going to move just to get some fresh. There we go, now more's coming off. Maybe that's what I should have done on that area actually, because it was a bit, that paper was a bit used, so we weren't getting as much bang for our buck. You can see now more resistance. This is fresher paper. Oh yeah, and we're getting some nice reds there. Here we are. See if I can show you them. The bottom there. That's a nice deep long line of red there. Can you see that? Wow, lovely. And there's other colours, as you can see. So this side's looking, in lots of parts, it's looking pretty electric. Up here and in the middle, you can see it's got a nice roll to it. Look at that, beautiful blues, oranges. Sorry about that autofocus, just going, doesn't like me when I try and show you that roll. Alright, well, let's just do another couple of passes here, folks. Let's get it cleaned up. We'll have a look, and then I'm going to go back to that previous side with the fresher sandpaper. Oh yeah, we've exposed another line here, which is good. That's like a goldy, yellowy orange that rolls into blue. Which is nice. There's more colour emerging in the middle, which is lovely. And that red, look at that red at the bottom. Whoa, it's cool. Bit of war on there still. Yeah, beautiful. Okay, so let's go back to the future, as it were. And we're going to do a few more passes on this main section that we've been working. Yeah. Oh wow, it's good, isn't it? That's a good rolling flash there. Wow, lovely. Gold and yellow into kind of bright green, and then on the other side it rolls blue, aqua. When we go this way, it rolls into a kind of bright aqua blue. Lovely. That's just these. Not sure if it would go any other colours. We can turn it over to see if it would go another colour. No, it seems like it's just the green, gold and blue at the moment. There is more subtle reds and aquas at the bottom. I don't know if you saw that all. Yeah, and there's some more here. So we'll do another pass. And we'll see if we can expose some of that colour at the top. Oh yeah, there's a bit of red there. Golden dots of red. We'll have a quick look in the glasses. Yeah. We'll still a ways away really from this being eye-popping colour. It's all part of the journey. And I think you'd agree we're starting to see colour all over this stone. It's not a small stone as well. It's longer than my entire thumb. It's pretty thick as well. It's thicker than my thumb. So yeah, I mean, it's probably my most exciting stone. Having said that, I'm going to show you another stone that I'm working on, and we will do a quick pass on this as well. We'll rub it down a little bit and see what we can find. Because with this stone as well, I'm finding good colour on lots of different sides. This I'm calling the peacock or turtle stone. As you can see by the heads, you got some quite nice bright blues and greens. Actually, on the head itself, you've got some nice blues. But there are pockets in here which are just spectacular, and this is one of them. Really hope it focuses for you, because it's a deep, dark, almost looks like black opal. And it's flashing blue, green and red. And I really hope I can show you this. Can you see? Look how bright it is in there. Just a pocket. But it goes so many colours. And I think that it is quite hard to show you because it's quite small. But it's quite exciting to have that in there, to be honest. I'm absolutely loving it. There's also quite a lot of colour in this Croydon nut pattern. You can see some red at the top there, in the middle, and there's blues and greens pretty much all along. There's a flash and red over here as well, which is nice. So my conclusion is I think there's quite a lot of colour in this. So that's just the one side, and we flip over to this side, and you can see over here there's lots of greens and blues. There's also some golds, and blues and greens and golds. There's a bit more sand over here, which isn't perfect, but it is a stone after all, or rock, so maybe it doesn't permeate throughout. So that's the one drawback. But look at some of the colour here. This is the bottom of the stone, and it just looks like really gemmy rainbow flashes there in that bit there, which is potential for a ring stone if it broadens out a little bit. Apologies about the autofocus. So it's quite an exciting stone. Again, here's some brightness. So what I'm finding is that more or less just below the surface of the stone, there's quite a lot of nice colour. So we are going to work it today, and we'll just do a couple of the sides. We'll do a couple of passes. I'll do it fairly lightly because I don't want to go too crazy with this. I'm going to make it a little bit more wet. I do think there's probably layers in this stone, in this rock rather, so that below this layer there might be a kind of paler surface in areas, a bit sandy, or we're finding that just there. But then parts of it, right next to it, are really quite beautiful. So it's one of them. I don't think there's going to be colour everywhere on this stone, but I think there'll be pockets that can really produce, because I'm seeing that already. And it's really delightful to see that colour emerging. It really is, because it looks quite fairly high quality from what I can see and what I can tell. Let's just get this a bit wet. It's quite hard to wash this stone because it is a bit of a strange shape. Oh yeah, okay. Right, so we have expanded some of the colour, which is nice. Or over here. See that bright blue there? A bit of the green here. And a bit above there as well. But this whitey potch has also expanded above to the right. Doesn't bother me too much because we could always potentially do a slice there later on. And so we'll get rid of that. So we'll do another pass. We'll go on the other side. We'll see what we can do here. This is the kind of sandier side. So I'm not expecting sort of miracles. Let's make this a little bit more wet. I also want to keep a sort of natural shape to this. I don't really, at least at the beginning, I don't really want to, straighten it out, because I quite like the curvature to it. I quite like the fact that, maybe it could end up being a bit of unique jewellery, or a collector's piece, which looks like an animal of some sort, so I don't want to lose that, entirely, as it were. So what's happened there? Not a huge amount, to be honest. Still a lovely pattern, forgetting the opal colour in it. Just the kind of mixture of boulder and Croit nut type patterns, the different ironstone and clays, just producing just beautiful, beautiful rock, to be honest. It does look stunning, just by itself. There are channels on YouTube that look at plain rocks, as it were. I think this on its own, without the colour, in my mind, kind of trumps those. Just my mind, just my opinion. But this also has the benefit of having some quite nice colour in areas of the stone. So there's some red peeking through there. I don't know if you saw that. It's very, very subtle, but there is some red peeking through there. I don't know if we're going to get there. It is. Oh, it's really, really subtle. But that's interesting. If there's some red on the shoulder of this turtle or peacock, or yeah, maybe it's one of a dinosaur or something. I don't know. Let me know what you think. So that's the second stone. These are the two stones I quite like at the moment. There are other stones that we've had in the high potential series, which we've liked. I'll see if I can get the other one, just so we can have three as a set, as it were, and we can do a little bit of work on each one of them. There's actually way more than three that I'm feeling sort of happy with. It's more like 5 or 6, which is cool. Yeah, more like 5 or 6. But let's go to the one which I really enjoy working with the most, at least at the moment. And that's this bad boy. I'm loving the colour. I'm not going to address this with the same ferocity of paper, because I'm a little concerned about some of the sunspots. There seems to be one right in the middle of that colour. On the edges we're fine, but in the middle of it seems to be some sand inclusion, which is a bit disappointing. But still, the Look at the colour. Look at that colour. It's beautiful. It's like an ocean. Like an ocean in there. Right, so I'm going to drop down a little bit. And I think we're going to use 2500s. There's a 3000 there. I'm not sure about 3000s. Let's see if I can find 2500s. There's a 2000, so that's good enough. So I'm going to use a 2000s. And we're going to concentrate on this side where we've got some of that dark ironstone. It is a little bit harder with sandpaper. I might end up touching a bit of that other area. Let's get it a bit more wet. There we go. You know what? I think I could actually do with a bit more harsher paper just for this, because we do want to get through this. Just this area at least. Maybe on this side need to be more careful, but on this side I think we're fine to keep going. I'm going to go as far as a used 320 on this side. Of course, in the meantime, a little bit so my fingers and hands get sanded, which is an interesting perk of the job. Right, I might not always be in view here. This is not, I'm not trying to hide the activity. It's just I'm also really concentrating on not trying to go over the colour elements too much. Maybe I'm being too cautious. Maybe over here we're okay, because the colour does seem to be peeking through a little. Certainly there. This is really Dremel work, to be honest, because it's on this side of the stone. I really think this is a rotary tool, because you have to be so precise. Whereas on the other edge of sorry, the camera's going everywhere. This stupid tripod is, well, it's not very stable, let's put it that way. Alright, well, I'm feeling happy that we're making some progress on that. Yeah. Okay, keep going. Definitely more work to be done on that side. I'm not going to do it all today. I might give this kind of Ferrari Lamborghini front a bit of a quick rub just to see if anything else comes of it. See, there's quite a nice side there to it. It's got a lot of quite a nice colour there already. Just above that side, and there's glimpses of colour in this somewhat sandier piece corner here, but I'm most interested in this. It'd be so cool to get colour there, so I'm going to go at it with the 320s. There is a slight risk that we knock out a bit of colour, but there doesn't seem to be colour kind of appearing anyway. So I do have a wood surface beneath me, which sometimes when I use this sandpaper I end up scuffing the end of the table, and it's getting a nice little sand, to be honest, because every time I do this I'm sanding a bit of the table off, which is probably need to add a bit of metal or something to the end of this. Trying not to cause too much shake to the camera because the tripod is connected to the table. Maybe that's been my downfall and it shouldn't be connected to the table and to something else. But guess what? I don't have anything else right now. So have we exposed anything? I think a little bit here actually. It is very, very subtle. Yeah, it's there. There are pinpoints of colour there. You may not spot them, but I certainly do. And in my camera, in my glasses, I see even more at the top here. See that band of green? There you go. There is some green up there. That's good news. So we've got it by my thumb here, by my finger here, and we've got it along this ridge, which suggests there is some colour here. Now, how prevalent that colour is, I mean, the only way we'll know is if we go for it. The only way we'll know is if we go. You gotta take a few steps forwards. You don't know what's going to be in front of you, and you know, I'm hopeful that something else comes of this third stone. It's already got a beautiful back, as you can see. As for those that have been watching all the way throughout, you know, it's got some colours in it on the side. We'll try and expose colour here. So let's give it a dunk, bit of a clean. And we'll see if we can see anything else. Well, the line's certainly there at the top. And there on the ridge. That's been there for a while. Nothing as yet. Nothing as yet. But, you know, we're not finished with this stone. I might do a sort of cheeky last rub on the back of it to see what we can expose. That is it as it stands, as a reference, just in case I knock off some colour, which is always there's always a chance of that. Now, I'm going to use the harsh grit, but I'm going to use it on this side of the stone. I'm trying not to get too much of the table in here because I'd like to still have a computer desk stroke opal desk in 6 months' time. Hopefully I haven't compromised the stability of the desk by sanding it down too much. Wow, okay, there's some red there. There's some quite nice colour emerging around where I'm working. Around there. Anyone's guess if it's going to be underneath this dark ironstone or not. Maybe guess in the comments. Go a bit quick for a sec. Many years ago, I used to DJ and I learned to do very fast hand movements. Don't know if that's helping with this opal journey or not. Obviously, when I go mechanised, it won't matter what's at 1 iota. I can move my fingers and hands quickly. But I think it's pretty helpful at this stage, at least. You know, it allows me to talk to you guys and also, you know, work at a speed. I'm noticing a lovely aqua blue that's appearing here. Do you see that? Whoa, look at that. That's the bit I've just exposed. And it is outstanding. Looks like tropical ocean, to be honest. That's from this quick hand movements. Well, not really from this quick hand movements because it was already there. But I've just helped expose it. There we go. Look at that, beautiful in the middle. Let's flip it over. So it's the bigger ocean over there is pretty wonderful. And we've just shown you that we've got a little island by my thumb there. When I just roll over, we get a bluey, aqua, greeny, beautiful kind of flash there, which is nice. Okay, so we made progress. Here it looks beautiful. Still, we've done a bit of a pass here. We've exposed a bit of colour here. There was a tiny dot over here. And let's work here now and just see if we can extend this. So I'm confident that we can. Let's get it a bit wet. Then we'll do a little tour of the stone. If this is the first video you've watched of me doing this, I suppose the thing to note is that I've been spending many hours on each of these stones. Probably about 5 hours on this stone. And then maybe between 5 and 10 hours on many of the other stones. So it's not quick progress. But I'm sort of okay with that, to be honest. I'm learning more and more as I do this, and I'm enjoying it. And you can see my other videos on the channel, of course. Follow me along on this journey. Well, that's looking pretty nice, isn't it, on that ridge there? Oh wow! Definitely think we're exposing more colour there, which is the aim, really. Okay, this is a bit of a longer video, so I'm going to leave it. I'm going to leave it there. We've looked at the kind of Lamborghini stone. First, we looked at the Rainbow Mountain stone, which is one of my favourites, and we've exposed some colour in the face there, which is what I was always hoping for, but it's still a work in progress. And this kind of potential collector's piece, the colourful peacock or turtle or whatever. We've exposed more colour there, so check back if you have missed any of this video, and if you want to watch any of the elements of those rocks that I've been rubbing. And yeah, consider dropping this, a like if you've enjoyed this video. If you want to continue watching me chase the rainbow, the best way to do that is to like and subscribe, and then hit that bell notification icon button, so you'll be next notified about my next upcoming videos in these series. There will be playlists on the Rainbow Mountain stone, just because I think it's going to be a significant stone for me, rock rather. And these three will be in the high potential playlists as well. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next upcoming video. Take care.